concentrate. You don't need to stay awake. If your mind wanders, that's perfectly fine. Tonight, I'll be talking softly about the long-term transit of Pluto in Aquarius. This is not astrology for urgency or prediction. It's astrology for atmosphere, for reflection, and for rest. Pluto moves very slowly, and Aquarius works quietly, so this is a conversation meant to unfold gently over time. In astrology, Pluto is not loud. It doesn't rush. It doesn't ask politely. Pluto represents deep change, the kind that happens beneath the surface. Not overnight, not all at once, but through pressure, through honesty, through time. Pluto shows us what has outlived its purpose, and it doesn't remove things suddenly. It waits until we are ready to see clearly. This kind of change can feel invisible at first, like a quiet shift in perspective, a subtle discomfort, a sense that something old no longer fits. Aquarius is different. Aquarius is not emotional in a loud way. It works through awareness. It asks us to step back, to observe, to see patterns. Aquarius rules ideas, systems, communities, and the future, but not the flashy future, the slowly emerging future. Aquarius energy often asks us to detach, not to become cold, but to see more clearly. To ask, what actually makes sense now? What no longer belongs to this version of the world or of myself? When Pluto moves through Aquarius, the changes are collective but also deeply personal, even if they don't look dramatic on the surface. This transit works on ideas we once accepted without question, on systems we assumed were permanent, on roles we were told we had to play. Pluto in Aquarius doesn't demand rebellion, it invites awareness, a slow questioning, a quiet realization that some structures no longer reflect who we are or where we're going. You may notice this transit through subtle inner shifts, changing opinions, re-evaluating friendships, feeling less attached to old labels. Not because you're becoming distant, but because you're becoming more honest. This is a time when individuality and belonging are being redefined, where freedom doesn't mean escape, but alignment. And because Pluto works slowly, you don't need to understand any of this all at once. No clarity is required tonight. Pluto in Aquarius can feel strangely quiet, not intense in an obvious way, but mentally active. You might notice a desire for space, for autonomy, for breathing room. This doesn't mean something is wrong. It often means something is rearranging. You may feel less tolerant of roles that limit you, or expectations that feel outdated. This isn't selfishness, it's evolution. Pluto doesn't rush growth, and Aquarius doesn't force emotion. Together they allow change to happen gently from the inside out. If this all feels vague, that's okay. Pluto transits are not meant to be fully understood in the moment. They make sense later. You don't need to act on anything tonight. You don't need to make decisions. This transit is not about pressure. It's about awareness. Even rest is participation. Even sleep is integration. Whatever is shifting in your life is allowed to move at its own pace. There is no deadline for becoming yourself. As this video comes to a close, you can let these ideas soften and fade. Pluto will continue its journey slowly, quietly, over many years, and you are not required to keep up consciously. For now, rest is enough. Thank you for spending this quiet moment with me.